Hi, I'm Barb Price. From my media critique, I found an infographic and video that could be used by community health workers to teach people in urban low-income neighborhoods how to prevent heart disease. Often, urban communities lack easy access to health care and related services, and the residents may not know where to turn for help. Community health workers provide an important link to improve health and well-being in their own neighborhoods. Some of their responsibilities include serving as a go-between for community members and health service agencies, helping people sign up for health insurance, providing basic health services such as monitoring blood pressure, making home visits to the elderly and disabled, and also helping people access food, shelter, and medical care. They often serve in low-income urban neighborhoods adults of all ages from diverse cultures, races, and religions. And most of their learners have a limited educational background, and some have not graduated from high school. They have specific needs of not having access to computers and the internet and limited medical knowledge of medical terms. Chronic health issues are a big concern in these neighborhoods, especially the high rates of heart disease and diabetes. So I found some resources that I thought could be used by the community health workers in their neighborhoods to teach people how to prevent heart disease. This infographic is titled 5 Ways to Prevent Heart Disease and Stroke. It was created by the American Heart Association. I chose this infographic because the content is basic, the images reinforce the text, and the information is not overwhelming. I critiqued this infographic and determined that it does make use of the multimedia principle because both images and text are used. The images are placed next to the text, so that would be the contiguity principle being used. The infographic is not cluttered with irrelevant images or text, so the coherence principle applies. And finally, the segmenting principle was used. As you can see, each of the 5 topics are listed in a column format divided by a heading. I did not feel the personalization principle was used very well in this infographic. The language is formal. The ladies in the images are very athletic and thin, which is not the case for most of the learners in my target audience. The images are not very colorful or engaging. So perhaps this infographic was intended for a different audience, but I felt like it could be improved for the learners in my audience. One way it could be improved was in the text next to the exercise image, that it says adults should engage in at least 150 minutes of a moderate intensity activity. Perhaps that could be replaced with something a little more encouraging, like we should all try to be more active. So I felt like community health workers could print this infographic and use it to start a conversation on how to prevent heart disease. I think specific notes or goals for an individual could be written on the printed flyer, and it could be kept by them as a reminder. This infographic could also be shown digitally on a mobile device in someone's home or in the community. It is a free resource from the American Heart Association, so it is cost effective, and it's found on YouTube for easy access if there's Wi-Fi and a digital device available. So although this infographic, I think, could be a very useful tool for community health workers, I would recommend making the text more encouraging and using more personalized images, actually from a low-income neighborhood. For my second instrument, I found a video on YouTube titled Heart Disease Prevention. It was created by the Sutter East Bay Medical Foundation. I thought it would be a good resource for community health workers. The video shows clips of junk food and adults being sedentary, while Dr. Quinn explains how our lifestyle is killing us. He explains in very simple terms how abdominal fat cells turn on the bad genes that trigger high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and diabetes, things that put people in the hospital for heart disease. Relevant images are shown throughout his explanation. Throughout the video, the modality principle is used because words are presented as audio narration rather than on-screen text. Dr. Quinn goes on to explain how life-saving medications and procedures can open blocked arteries. But if a patient recovers and doesn't change their lifestyle, the medical treatment was just a Band-Aid. And here he is holding up a Band-Aid. So the redundancy principle is used in this video. All the visuals are explained with audio narration only. There is no text repeating the words, just the audio. I also feel like the segmenting principle is used well in this video. The first segment explains the cause of heart disease, and that segment flows smoothly into the next segment, which explains how to prevent heart disease. Dr. Capers explains we can do better. The biggest causes of heart disease are poor nutrition and lack of exercise. And he actually practices what he teaches others to do by exercising here in this video clip. He also shares how the elderly are exercising regularly. According to statistics, they're exercising more than at any time in history. So throughout the video, the coherence principle is applied. All images reinforce the learning and are well organized. There's no extra clutter. The video explains that our bodies crave exercise and good healthy food. Dr. Capers challenges his learners to make cooking healthy food fun. I feel like this was a good use of the personalization principle. The narration is friendly and encouraging. We can do better. The tone is informal and kind and down to earth. He does not use big words or things that would be difficult to understand. Dr. Quinn is shown in casual clothes doing the things he is teaching others to do. So he's acting as a virtual coach. His final piece of advice is to appreciate something or someone. He explains how the power of love, joy, and appreciation are important because the brain communicates with the heart, and that love and laughter can express the healthy genes, leading to a healthier heart. For all the reasons I've shared, I think this video is appropriate for my target audience. It would be a useful tool for community health workers to teach people in low-income neighborhoods how to prevent heart disease. It could be shown digitally on a mobile device in someone's home, or it could be shown in a presentation at a clinic or health fair. It is a free resource available on YouTube, so it is cost effective, and it is available wherever there is access to Wi-Fi and a digital device. I do have one recommendation. It could be tailored even more for learners from low-income neighborhoods by addressing the impact of drugs and violence on heart health, and perhaps using more images from low-income neighborhoods. Thanks for listening to my presentation. Eat healthy and exercise regularly.